in the air. Loving it and love each other. Living it up when I'm going down.
Let me translate. That would be lift. Okay, Atlantic 252 on your long wave. Hi, this is Charlie Wolf.
I think Atlantic's really good. It's got a lot of variation of music, not just the same old thing.
LMFM 95.8. My guest in studio today is Mary Duff, all the way from Lobanstown in County Meath.
The DJs just are very boring.
Gareth O'Callaghan.
There seems to be just this constant buzz of chart music, you know, a drum beat, and I'm wondering, do you think that that's all my age group are interested? Because it's definitely not.
Capital Radio 104.4 FM.
Atlantic 252 long wave.
LMFM 95.8.
Tess, what do you think of LMFM?
It wasn't that good because the first time I put it on was Mass, you know. So I do listen to Mass, you know.
The National Concert Hall, the establishment symbol for music in Ireland, was the place where the Independent Radio and Television Commission first chose to meet. Their job is to decide what music you get to listen to. For the last 10 years, the airways have been alive with pirates. Nova, Q102, Sunshine, the list is endless. But they played what young people wanted to hear. Music, music, and more music. So did the IRTC have young people in mind when they made their decision?
So do you think then in the choices you've made that the stations that are on the air at the moment are what people want?
Well, I suppose time will tell that as well. Like, if the listenership doesn't accrue to each station, well, obviously they're not the stations that people want to listen to. But the evidence thus far from those that are on air is that they're getting a steady listenership for themselves.
28 minutes past 7. Good evening to you.
Charlie Wolf here. Good afternoon.
Dave Kelly here till 11 o'clock this evening. Around about 1:15.
50% of the music is old music.
Good afternoon.
You may remember last week we asked you to write in with 3 James Bonds first.
Yeah, I used to order the pirate stations, and then when they were all knocked off, I listened to 2FM.
We've asked 4 teenagers to listen to 4 different radio stations for us. 2FM, Capital, Atlantic, and LMFM. Here we are outside St. Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. On the roof of this building is Capital Radio. Siobhan here has been listening to Capital.
If you want to win, stick around. You could win on 104.4 FM. We are Capital Radio.
We think that your programme, well, not just yours in specific, but a lot of Capital Radio programme is very Americanised. You have lots of American songs in the chart, and we feel that maybe you should be concentrating more on a lot more Irish bands and, you know,
Our
Irish
playlist
hits.
consists of a fair few Irish bands as well. I'm sure you've heard Cactus Swirl. We're just doing the Cactus Swirl news thing here. 4 of us. The Word, Kiss the Ground. It's integrated throughout the American music. We give a nice flavour of Irish music as well as American and British.
Well, we feel that you play like chart music too much.
You wouldn't believe if I play Bros at 7:30, by 8:15, they'll be screaming down the phone to play Bros again.
I've never heard it. I don't hear it at all. I don't hear it in the morning.
You don't hear Bros?
No. I hear Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan all the time, and I know a lot of people think that our age group is really into them, but I'd rather see less of them. More variety, really. They're repeated an awful lot.
Obviously, if Guns N' Roses have Patience out as a new single, they're screaming down the telephone for Guns N' Roses. We're going to play it. We're going to give them what they want.
Ireland's #1.
Capital is a good station. It's better than radio too.
Well done to you, Nicola. You're a winner with Capital Radio.
I think Capital's quite good. They play the same music over and over again.
Another winner on Capital Radio.
You may be the winner of our lunchtime gift pack today.
2FM isn't my cup of tea. They play a lot of old music.
Ding dong.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Now, if you're still scratching your head...
I'll get by with a little help from my friends.
And a very good afternoon to you. You are very welcome today to the Ray Stone Show. From now until 5 o'clock, we have a mixture of music, hopefully, that will please everybody.
I'd rather the pirate stations because there's more good music on them. There isn't enough music on LMFM.
What I'm doing now is everything is planned out here, musically, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to start, where I want to insert little bits. So we can get a nice flow. You don't want it to sound too chatty, because then it's going to sound like Radio 2. Oh, sorry, can't put them down.
Here we are at 2FM, Ireland's #1, the old favourite. the station which claims to play the music which young people want to hear. But do they? Mark Den Hollander here has been listening to 2FM and to Gareth O'Callaghan in particular.
Gareth O'Callaghan!
It's difficult to know at times whether you should play Madonna or whether you should play Suzi Quatro. So we play both.
So Mark, beside you, he's been listening to your show now quite intently. Mark, what do you think?
I don't think the show does cater so much for a younger generation. I think you go for the older generation, the grandmothers, grandfathers, parents.
You've got to remember that at that time of day there are a lot of older listeners listening than school-going listeners. So we have to cater for both if possible. What would you like to hear?
From Stock Aitken and Waterman to Guns N' Roses.
Gareth, can I ask you, the new stations start up now with the IRTC, things like Capital, Century and Atlantic, which wasn't set up by the IRTC, but which is getting a very, very young audience.
Yeah.
Because it's playing music constantly all the time. What do you think their chances are?
I'm delighted they're there. I mean, I'm one of these people, and I know I speak on behalf of most, and I mean 99% of my colleagues. It's great that there's now competition, because if you look around at any aspect of business, industry, all areas of it, the only reason the good companies are surviving is because they're kept on their toes by the guys who are trying to edge them out. So for that reason, I wish them well. I hope as many of them survive as possible.
2FM used to have a mixture. Now it's gone on to kind of Stock Aitken and Waterman and stuff.
The DJs go on talking for much too long, I think, and they get a bit boring after a while.
What I'm going to do, first time on the radio, I'm going to pour myself a glass of, this was just flown in special, by the way, British water. H2 Maggie. So here we go. I'm going to gargle British water, okay, on the air for you, the adoring public, just to show you the stuff is safe. I'm going to gargle it here. Here we go.
So let's get ourselves rolling this afternoon. First on the turntable, we have Chris de Burgh.
Maybe even do a song. Here we go. What? Now you tell me how to swallow it.
At 92.2.
I don't know why, but this is kind of apropos. What? Swallow it.
But I want it to be amusing, yet I want it to have lots of music in it as well.
Yeah. Well, Elaine here has been listening to Atlantic. Elaine, what did you think?
What I was wondering was, I mean, does the market control the radio, or does the radio control the market? Because in that sense, you're not giving any new bands around, which there's plenty of talent going around, but you're not giving any of these a chance.
We're not in any way associated with record companies in a manner that they tell us what to play in any way. Within a limited market, people will always try and target the maximum audience to make a business effective. And that's, at the end of the day, what we're in. You're suggesting that radio should have other things, which perhaps you aren't currently being catered for. And I'd say, I agree with you, it should be. But to do that, don't expect every radio station to provide everything you want. The solution, which is usually manifest in the USA, is that you would find that there would be all sorts of stations playing all sorts of different music, from jazz through classical, through all new releases or what have you, which would probably cater for you. And in that sort of an environment, which may well evolve here, I don't know, but it may well. If it does, you'll find that things get catered for.
Can we go to the phones right now? I understand he's at the airport. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Fox.
Hi, Paul. How are you, mate?
Not actually. Got a bit of jet lag.
Jet lag? You've just taken an airport trip from London to Dublin. Where do you get jet lag?
My guest in studio today is from Lobinstown in County Meath. She's Mary Duff. We look forward to talking to her in about an hour's time.
Well, we're primarily a local station in Louth and Meath, and obviously one of the difficulties that we have is that we have to try and cater for all sections. But specifically for the younger people, we've targeted specific times of the day for basically pop format music.
I tried it once in the morning and I just started, no, never again.
The first time I put it on was Mass. Mass is on it, so I just never listened to it again. It's not good at all.
The DJs, I don't think a lot of the DJs, they haven't got much personality. They're very uninteresting. They're very, I don't know, they talk too much. They haven't got, I would prefer if there was music, a lot more music.
Well, there we are. That's another programme finished. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Until then, this is Ray Stone wishing you all a very happy and peaceful evening. Bye-bye now.
It's just music for older people, I suppose. It's crap, to tell you the truth.
Is there a possibility that we should be more sort of on-campus college radio or local community radio that young people can get more involved in?
Right. Well, I think anybody who reads through the Act governing the Commission's activities will see that there is a section which provides for what's loosely called institutional broadcasting, which is to cover things like hospitals or university campuses or whatever. And I know that, for example, during Rag Week in NIHE last year, they had their own little station which ran for a short length of time. So the possibility is there. I know that the Commission's concentration up until now has been on getting the bigger commercial ones up and running and get their identity, if you like, established before it moves on to a second tier. But if any such group were to come to us, we would happily consider the request. The provision is there for it.